aside from his Italyumm business, Marcelle still has another brainchild, Lino Electronics. So a fun fact about you, you mentioned earlier you were a radio director. So could you tell us how you veered into audio technology from that?
I guess being just fixing stuff around the home. Back in the days when I was younger, I used to tinker with my dad's components, take it apart, get in trouble. But then so I have to put it back. And then, yeah, being a DJ for about 20 plus years has gotten me into audio engineering and everything. And then when I retired from, radio itself, I had, well, even before retiring, I kind of planned it already. I already wanted to do something. And I stumbled onto this because we were just trying to raise funds for kids, for the youth.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how it all started. And one day my friend comes back from China. He said, hey, we could put our own logo and they could give us this. We could sell earphones. But I was never satisfied with the sound, being an,
audiophile.
Yeah, being an audiophile and being somebody that's been in the music business for a while. I was like, hindi pwede to. So, yeah. So we started engineering it ourselves, and later on, some of my clients from radio itself started contacting me and said, hey, can you make us this for our company giveaways? Can you do this? And that's how it all just started and became a business.
H, I'm curious. You have this thing called the smart helmet. What is that all about?
It's for people, because I ride a scooter around BGC.
Okay.
So it was a smart helmet where it's got a HD camera, it's got speakers on there and everything. It's got a mic so you could take calls.
Right.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
and
it
it's
has a
safer,
signal.
actually.
Yeah.
Safer, yes.
And it's safer also. And people were saying that, well, it's going to disrupt, right, if it's got audio. So we positioned it where you could hear the traffic also behind you or somebody's beeping. But you could still hear, whoever you're talking to or listening to music while you're riding your scooter or your bicycle.
Is that available here in
Yes,
Manila?
it is.
Oh, okay,
yes,
cool.
it is. It's in a couple of stores that we have, like Urban Gadgets, The Loop, Power Max Center. So we have our products there.
We weren't joking when we were saying that this was your most delicious venture because of all the ventures that you do have. But Innovatia is the group, the company that's leading charge with all of this. Of course, you're leading that as well. Can you tell us a bit more about the product line that you have, and of course the thrust that you guys are doing? Because we're going to talk about education in just a bit, but let's focus on the technology aspect first. Just the thrust of this company. What are you guys trying to do?
Well, it's just really me and a couple of my my lawyers or whatever that had to get so I had a board to form Innovatia. So I do a lot of things. I've always liked doing a lot of things, and these are all just passion projects that became something. So we put it under something I call the Innovatia Group. And yeah, so we ventured into the electronics. It's very important for us because pretty much we save animals and we also have to help kids. And that's been the main purpose. I've always told our staff and our team that don't ever veer away from the main purpose of why we're doing the things that we're doing. It's because we're trying to help.
And just to piggyback on that really quickly here before we have to wrap things up with you, but then you are also helping send kids to Australia, trying to give them opportunities there as students with Times, if I'm not mistaken, the name of the group. Can you tell us a bit more about that venture before we move on?
Yes, it's the Times Education Group. We own 6 colleges over in Australia, and we're trying to bring more Filipinos to be able to study there and be able to move there so that we could, help the country out with remittances. But mostly that Australians actually need our help when it comes to like aged care and all that, because there's a lot of aged care facilities and nursing homes that are actually closing down, not because of financial reasons, but because they don't have enough workers. And Filipinos are the best workers when it comes to, taking care of the elderly and of course nurses.
It's a reputation well earned. But H, really appreciate you being here.
No, thank you.
A lot to talk about, and of course, we wish we could have you on longer, but then we got to wrap it up. Really appreciate you.
Thanks so much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.